Welcome to Mic Drop Analysis. Let's take a moment to appreciate the absolute genius of Nina Simone. Now, you've probably heard her song For Women. If not, you really should go check it out. It's haunting, it's raw, and it's unapologetically powerful. Released in 1966 on her album Wild is the Wind, it's a history lesson. It's a piece of poetry, and it's a mirror reflecting the complex realities of Black womanhood. In For Women, Simone introduces us to four characters: Aunt Sarah, Saffronia, Sweet Thing, and Peaches. Each of them tell a story, one that's rooted in pain, survival, and resistance. These women are archetypes representing the layers of struggle and identity that Black women have carried for centuries. Let's break it down together piece by piece because there's so much depth in every line.
Aunt Sarah, my skin is black, my arms are long.
These opening lines set the stage with vivid imagery. Aunt Sarah's black skin and long arms evoke the image of a woman working in the fields, her body shaped by labor. Her black skin becomes a symbol of the systemic racism she's endured, while her long arms remind us of the endless work forced upon the enslaved, work that stretched far beyond physical labor into emotional and generational burdens.
My hair is woolly, my back is strong.
Her woolly hair is a celebration of her African heritage, even as it reminds us how society has historically devalued such. Her strong back, however, carries a more painful duality. It's a symbol of resilience, yes, but also of exploitation, of the literal weight that she's been forced to carry for others. Aunt Sarah's strength isn't something that she chose, it's something that she was forced to cultivate to survive.
Strong enough to take the pain, inflicted again and again.
The repetition of again and again highlights the relentlessness of her suffering. This isn't a one-time event, it's a cycle. It's a never-ending story of pain that she's had no choice but to endure. Aunt Sarah represents the women whose bodies and spirits were used as the foundation for nations, their strength exploited while their humanity was ignored.
Saffronia, my skin is yellow, my hair is long.
Saffronia's lighter skin and long hair immediately set her apart. These traits signify her biracial identity, which places her between two worlds. In a society obsessed with racial hierarchy, Saffronia's features might grant her a semblance of privilege, but it comes at a cost. A deep sense of alienation from both sides of her heritage.
Between two worlds, I do belong.
And here's the crux of Saffronia's struggle. She doesn't fully belong to the Black community because of her proximity to whiteness, nor is she accepted by white society because of her Black blood. This state of hers is not a place of belonging, but one of conflict, making her identity a constant source of pain.
My father was rich and white, he forced my mother late one night.
This is where her backstory takes a devastating turn. Saffronia is the product of violence, a reminder of the brutal history of sexual assault during slavery. Her father's wealth and whiteness highlight the power imbalance, while her mother's suffering adds yet another layer of generational trauma. Saffronia isn't just struggling with her identity, she's a living proof of the violence woven into her family's history.
Name is Sweet Thing. My skin is tan, my hair is fine.
Her tan skin and fine hair reflect the idealized, almost fetishized version of beauty that has sometimes been imposed on Black women. Sweet Thing's physical features have been deemed desirable by society, but this desirability is inherently tied to her exploitation.
My hips invite you, my mouth like
These lines are seductive, but they're not empowering. Her inviting hips and wine-like mouth show how her body has been commodified, turned into something to be consumed. Sweet Thing is reduced to a symbol of temptation, an object that exists for others' pleasures rather than her own identity or autonomy.
Little girl am I, little girl am I. Anyone who has money.
This is the most devastating moment in Sweet Thing's story. The question, whose little girl am I, sounds innocent at first, but the answer, anyone who has the money to buy, that reveals the grim reality. She's not a person with agency, she's a commodity, sold to the highest bidder. Sweet Thing embodies the hypersexualization and exploitation of women in society, a society that values them only for the physicality.
My skin is brown, my skin is brown. My manner is
Peaches is unapologetically herself. Her brown skin and tough manner mark her as someone who's endured a tough life but came out fighting. She's hardened by her experiences, but she refuses to play nice or hide her bitterness.
I'll kill the first mother I see. My life has been
This is
rough.
raw, unfiltered rage. Peaches isn't speaking in metaphors here. She's making it clear that her anger is a direct result of her harsh life. And while shocking, her words capture the fury that comes from years of systemic oppression and personal trauma. She's tired of enduring this, and she's ready to fight back.
I'm awfully bitter these days because my parents were slaves.
Peaches connects her bitterness to the generational trauma of slavery. She's not just angry about her own life, she's carrying the weight of her ancestors' suffering. But unlike Aunt Sarah, who's endured in silence, Peaches turns her pain outward, using it for fuel for rebellion. What Nina Simone does so brilliantly in Four Women is show us that these four characters aren't just individuals, they're archetypes. Aunt Sarah is the silent strength of the past, Saffronia is the conflicted identity of the present, Sweet Thing is the vulnerability of exploitation, and Peaches is the rage-fueled fight for the future. Together they form a tapestry of Black womanhood, revealing the pain, resilience, and complexity that society often ignores. And let's not forget the refrain, "What do they call me?" Nina says. This question is loaded. It's not just about names, it's about identity, labels, and the struggle to reclaim who you are in a world that's constantly trying to define you. This song really isn't just about just four women. It's about every woman who's ever felt invisible, commodified, or torn between identities. It's about rage, endurance, and the ongoing fight for recognition. Nina Simone doesn't just tell their stories, she forces us to confront them, to listen, and to remember. Thanks for watching Mic Drop Analysis. Till next time.
All they